I am especially delighted to share this moment with Her Excellency, Pastor Dorcas, our esteemed chief guest, Pastor Dorcas. Your unwavering commitment to empowering our young boys is truly inspiring. Your relentless effort to provide them with a dignified future through mentorship, education, and support are changing lives. Your dedication to serving others is a powerful example for all of us. We honor you for the significant impact you are making and for being a beacon of hope for many young boys across our nation. To the young men here today, let me tell you this: you are future leaders, innovators, and the change makers of our society. Your journey towards becoming men of substance begins now. Hard work, discipline, perseverance are your keys to success.
When you became the second lady of our country, you would have chosen just to be ceremonial in your offices. But it took your leadership and the care and the concern that you have deep in your heart for the generation that we have in our country. And Your Excellency, we as political leaders fully support you to liberate the young people of our nation in the fight against drug abuse. Your Excellency, even if you lack political backing, at least consider Maina Karobia and Mheshimiwa Alice Ng'ang'a as your backers. So we are going to work with you in this journey of fighting for the boy child, and we really appreciate your leadership.
Your Excellency, I will speak very, very shortly, and I'll say just three things. The first one is to acknowledge you and to acknowledge the work that you have done in regards to the boy child. I happen to sit in my church in a leadership team. I happen to teach until recently. And one of the things that concerned me is a lack of confidence among boys, particularly from the age of about 27 to about 35. There was an amazing lack of confidence when I compared them with the girls of an equivalent age. And so since then, it's bothered me where that has come from, because it's not as obvious when the boys are younger. And I really appreciate the attention you have given to this matter. And it's been obvious both for you as a mother, but also in you as a leader. In the time that we've invited you to this school, your passion has been obvious. Your team has been to this school. Yesterday, they spent the day with us. Your team, Nancy and others, have spoken to us about what it is that we can work together to ensure that your agenda to make the boy child feel a lot more confident is achieved. And Your Excellency, one of the things we know is that when you're in leadership, there are many people who do what they do because they have a responsibility, they have a budget, and so they do it. But for you, we have seen that it comes from the heart.
Mentoring the boy child to scale the walls of life is a timely theme for this occasion. A time for us to re-examine the state and the status of the boy child. We have a moral obligation and a duty to bring up our children in the right way by teaching them good ethics, work, and family values. As a teacher by profession, I know that teaching is not a profession, but a calling that requires passion, empathy, and kindness. As a champion for the boy child cause, I particularly take note of the commitment the government is in ensuring the war against drugs and illicit brews. While the government has an obligation to do this, it must take our collective responsibility to keep drugs and alcohol away from our children. By keeping our children away from today's distractions, we are securing their future, and we must do it intentionally and deliberately. In the world we are living today, we have merchants of death And we have barons who are out there to destroy the youthful population in Africa and Kenya. And you young men, you must be careful not to fall into the trap and the satanic agenda that will destroy you. You have just demonstrated by the skit that I saw here that illicit brew and all these drugs will destroy you. I've been around this country now to know what I'm talking about. I'm not guessing. It is worse than you think. Right now from the north are coming injectables that are being brought to our children to inject themselves, and they are unable to control their sexual urges, and they are gang raping the women in the northeastern. There is an outcry there. A place where we have Muslim faith, people who have good culture, and because someone is sitting there and planning and scheming to destroy a good culture and religion, they give them, and what is happening there, you don't even want to imagine. The family also is the one that supports education, and education is an equalizer of every one of us. Some of us, if we didn't go to school, perhaps we will not even be standing here. Because I come from across, I grew up in a ghetto that is just, if you just knock this wall, you can walk across there. It's called Kiandutu. It's near Kiangombe there. That is where I grew up. And therefore, when we come as families to celebrate education, and finally to give prizes, it is the most important day in our lives.